Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
We're live. Okay. Good evening and welcome everyone to a special council meeting. I'd like to call this meeting to order and I need a mover and a seconder to adopt the agenda. Moved by Roger, seconded by Dave. All those in favor? Thank you. Any disclosure of pecuniary interest? Seeing none. So this evening, there's a public hearing scheduled for one zoning bylaw amendment application. The Planning Act requires that a public hearing be held before council decides whether to pass a zoning bylaw amendment. The public hearing serves two purposes. First, to present to council and the public the details and background to a proposed rezoning. And second, to receive comments from the public and agencies before a council decision is made. Monsieur Dumont will provide a summary of the application. From there, the applicant will be requested to make a presentation virtually or in person, followed by questions from the public virtually, either in favor or against the proposal. Council will then have the opportunity to question the applicant, the director of planning, or anyone giving a presentation. Monsieur Dumont, will you please advise us how a public notice was provided?
Thank you. Notice of public hearing was placed in the municipal office and was sent by mail to the assessed owners within 120 meters of the property subject for the proposed zoning bylaw amendment application, and to those persons and agencies likely to have an interest in the application. The notice was sent on June 28th, 2023, being over 20 days prior to this evening's meeting. Included with the notice was an explanation of the purpose and effect of the proposed zoning bylaw amendment and a key map showing the location of the subject property.
Thank you. I now declare this portion of the hearing to be a public hearing to deal with application number ZBA 23-11FR, Joseph and Maria Tatar. Monsieur Dumont, will you please summarize the purpose and effect of the proposed zoning bylaw amendment and provide any additional information and correspondence relevant to this application?
Thank you. I just wanted to advise council this evening that we do have the agent participating virtually this evening. And we have James Dorland from DS Dorland Limited representing the clients for the application as well. As part of You're welcome. So as part of this application on July, to give council some context here, on July 13th, so almost approximately last month, the Subrees Planning Board heard an application for severance, which was to create one residential rural lot. The Planning Board approved the creation of that one residential rural lot, and part of the conditions or part of that process is to have the lands that were conditionally approved rezoned to ensure that it meets the current regulations or current requirements of the residential rural, which is minimal 0.8 hectares and a minimum of 60 meters of frontage. And the lot that was conditionally approved exceeds both those requirements in terms of lot area as well as lot frontage. And presently the lot is vacant. As for the retained lands are significantly larger. They are approximately 64 hectares in size, and they have a lot frontage of approximately 170 meters on Dry Pine Bay Road. And they also have frontage on Whippoorwill Road, which is approximately 88 meters. And presently that contains their house. They have 3 sheds, a lean-to, a field bed, and a detached garage on the retained lands. So this evening, the purpose is to have the conditionally approved severed lot rezoned for its intended use, which is residential rural purposes. And then in terms of agency comments, again, these comments were with respect to the severance, but I will share those comments with council. So the municipality of French River advised through the circulation that they had no concerns or comments with respect to the applications. They did note that the subject is conditional for severance on parkland dedication and possibility of road transfers. So what that means is there's 2 roads. There's Dry Pine Bay Road and there's Whippoorwill Road. So once the once the clients or the agent do their preliminary work for their survey, it may show that the owners may own a portion of the traveled road. And if that is the case, upon due diligence, that condition is to basically say, it's more of like a housekeeping item to have that portion of the road transferred to the municipality from the client. So that's the purpose and intent of that comment. Again, with respect to the severance, so the health unit at the time supported both the severed and retained parcels, saying that they're capable for development of installation of a septic tank and leaching bed system. We did not receive any concerns or comments from the public, no phone calls, no emails, so no notices from the public. With that said, I will summarize it by saying that the subdivision planning board's already approved conditionally the severance, and that the zoning is a requirement of condition. So for those reasons, it can be supported from a planning perspective this evening.
Thank you. Sir, do you have any comments to make on behalf of the applicant?
No, that seems fine. I'm here to address any questions that anyone might have, though, of course.
Okay, thank you. Does any member of council have any questions or comment? No? Oh, since there are no further questions, then I conclude, I declare that this public hearing is concluded. It's now in order for a council member to make a motion and for council to consider the application. So I would need a mover and a seconder. Dean and Dave.
It is duly moved and seconded. Be resolved that bylaw 2023-44, being a bylaw to amend zoning bylaw 2014-23 as amended, Maria and Joseph Tatar, be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed.
All those in favor? Thank you. Please be advised that there is a 20-day appeal period, during which time any person or public body may, no later than 20 days after the day that the giving of the written notice as required by section 34-18 of the Planning Act is completed, appeal to the Ontario Land Tribunal by filing with the clerk of the municipality a notice of appeal setting out the objections to the bylaw and the reasons in support of the objections, accompanied by the fee prescribed under the OLT. During this appeal period, no building permit may be issued or other work commenced. I need a mover and a seconder to adjourn. Roger and Willie. All those in favor? Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. And
Thank you, Your Worship, and council and staff. Thank you for your time.
all right, have a good evening.
Just wanted to say hello, Dave. Dorland.
It's actually James Dorland. I'm his son.
Oh, gee, you look like your dad.
I've heard that said. Yep.
He did quite a bit of work for me, so that's why I was saying hello.
I want to congratulate Matt on getting married tomorrow, I believe.
Oh, thanks on Saturday, but I appreciate that, James. Yeah.
Sorry.
I tried to keep that in the bag.
Congratulations.